Hi there, this is Jacob Nash Engineering Lessons, and this is Unit 2.2, Lesson 1. So, let's get started. So, originally, I thought that 4.2 was going to be the last unit, but this one is now because I realized that I forgot to do it. And it's on material properties. So, that's what I just said. I realized I forgot to do 2.2. And just as a note, I haven't done these in order, so you may be watching this video and this is only like your 5th unit, but in some courses, the units are done out of order, and that's the case for this one. So, here's the units so far, and you may have not done these yet, but these are the Principles of Engineering courses. There may be some other ones that you may go through, but these are just the primary 10, and this is the order I did them in. So, first I did 1.1, then 1.2, then 1.3, then 3.1, then 2.1, then 2.3, then 3.2, then 4.1, 4.2, and now 2.2. So that's what they've been. So here's just an introduction on material properties. That's what this lesson is. There will be 5 lessons in this unit. This is number 1. So that means 5 different videos. So you'll need to go to my profile picture and then playlists and unit 2.2 to find the other videos about this unit. So classification. We can classify certain materials. So materials are substances with which all objects are made, each with its own physical and chemical properties. That's the PLTW definition. Elements are one type of atom and that cannot be broken down. So elements, they just can't be broken down. They are what they are, and they're just a type of atom. So compounds are multiple elements that are chemically bonded. So anything that's compound, you can tell that there's bonded things, and that kind of goes in chemistry a little bit for some things. Mixture, sorry that there's 2 semicolons, I don't know why. Mixtures are multiple elements or compounds that are not chemically bonded. So that's kind of like the opposite. Basically, they're just compounds that are not chemically bonded. So, material classification, materials can be metallic, ceramic, organic, polymeric, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, and composite. Those are different ones that there can be. And recycling, well, you know what that is. That's an important consideration when choosing materials. Sometimes recycling's the good decision, so you want to be able to recycle them. So here's a cost breakdown for engineering. So cost is a major thing to think about when manufacturing and using materials. So 40% of engineering costs are manufacturing costs, 25% are sales and marketing, 20% is for profit. So at least that's not that bad of a profit. I mean, profit can't be that high. Typically, it's not a possible thing. To have the higher the profit, probably the higher that it costs. But it depends on the situation. So if you can buy low and sell high, then you'll get a good profit. But if you have to buy high, but you're not able to sell high, then you're not going to make really any profit. Maybe a negative profit, so you actually lose money. That's why some businesses will shut down. And then 15% is just the engineering. So the most of it is manufacturing cost. Engineering is a small portion. Now, if $200 is made on a project, meaning that's how much they were able to get. So they made a product and they sold it, and they got $200. They didn't really get $200 because it cost them to make that. What's the difference? What they actually did make is the profit. So how much would they get if going by this pie chart? 20% of $200 is $40. Recycling types. So have you ever noticed on the bottom of something that's plastic or paper, you can see the triangle with arrows and it has a number? Well, depending on where you live, you certain numbers can be recycled and certain ones can't. Number one is polyethylene terephthalate. I don't know if I said that right. That's also called peat. And then number two is the most. Number one and two, I think, typically can be recycled anywhere, but sometimes 3 through 6 can't. 2 is high density polyethylene. 3 is vinyl V. This one is HDPE. And then number 4 is low density polyethylene. 5 is polypropylene PP. And 4, I forgot to say, was LDPE. And then number 6 is polystyrene. Sometimes that can't be recycled. That's PS. So, there's a product creation cycle. This is what engineers can follow in order to correctly and efficiently complete a manufacturing task. First, they'll design, then they'll make their material selection, then they'll make their process selection. How will they build it? What are we going to do? What steps are we going to complete? 4, you need a manufacturer. Then there will be an inspection. If there's no inspection, then it can be declared dangerous or an unjust situation. So that would be bad. And then you get feedback. So there's 6 images below. Let's see if we can match up them with what step you have to do. So which one would be the design? This one, because they're drawing out the design. You maybe could say that one, but that's something else in this situation. What is the material selection? There, you got some materials. What's the process selection? You have your steps right there. That's manufacturing. You have an inspection here, and then you have feedback. Note about material selection. You need to select your materials based on use. Will they complete the task needed? Are they going to be sufficient material? Depending on what order of units you'll go through, we looked at unit 2.3 and 2.1. They both, statics and material testing, both helped you determine that. Like if you're trying to use a beam, is it sufficient? Or determining the centroid, things like that. Or if how long will take for the breaking point in the material testing unit. Also, you need to use the engineering properties that we already talked about, and then cost, obviously. Thanks for watching. That's the end of the first lesson.